Welcome back to another episode of Two Joes and the Pro. As always, you got your guys Kenny, Ryan, and Brian. My guys, what's going on? What's the latest?
Chilling, bro.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, this is Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. What is it? Is it Happy Kwanzaa? No,
Kwanzaa's coming up, yeah.
Kwanzaa's coming
I
up.
think the last day of Kwanzaa is the New Year.
When does Hanukkah start?
It's
started.
over.
It's over.
It's
Sorry,
Yeah, you missed out.
I missed out. Yep. So all the holidays, festives, to everybody out there that's tapping in. I have something on my chest, guys.
Oh,
Something that happened at work. Right? I was like, no, I'm not doing that here. I'm not doing that. Anyway, it's an inside joke for the people that are not tracking. If you know, you know, right? IYK. You like that, Brian? IYK.
Yeah. Totes.
I don't know what you said.
If you know, you know. Anyway, all right, let's get straight into it, man. I guess that was not funny. Christmas episode. Let's touch on basketball. Only thing that's really important in basketball is Ja Morant is back, and him coming back, he had hit a game-winning shot, and I like for like the people that thought that Ja Morant was like going away and it was over for him. Or thought that his character was going to be like straight and narrow path. I like that he's staying who he is. If you watched him at the end of the game, the what he lipped at the awarded at the end of the game, that dog is still there. But yeah, he had 34 points, I believe, something like that. 34 points, something like that. He had a couple turnovers, but overall, it was good to see the Grizzlies look like themselves, and he deserves all the money he gets. Desmond Bain should give his contract back. He actually should give Ja Morant some of his contract because he doesn't deserve that, but whatever. The Lakers have been looking lethargic since, all the playing games have been underplayed.
They're done,
season
man.
game is done because they've been 7-0. The in-season tournament play games, they've been 7-0. They won the championship, of course. And outside of that, I think they're like 3-7, 3-8, something just terrible, right?
They won their championship, man.
That's it. So people are looking at it like
they raised their banner. They're it.
There was a banner. You get to raise a banner.
They are raising the banner, and
they already raised it.
They are raising the banner.
The inaugural banner.
You got to though, right? It's only
You're
right.
gonna run
Right?
out of space.
Yeah, no, you don't, Kenny.
You don't have to write it. You don't do it.
Not when you're a premier team like that. Maybe if you're like, like the Pistons or something. Like nobody, you ain't gonna win nothing else. But the Lakers have 16, 17 championships?
I don't know, but
And they're gonna raise this banner up next to those?
a win is a win, isn't that?
This isn't the same.
You guys want to discredit it. Let's talk about the Celtics road troubles.
What? It's nothing new, Kenny.
I know,
The
but I'm
team
just
don't
saying,
know how to win.
Why does it continue?
The team does not know how to win. They don't have it. I thought Drew Holiday would bring us some of that with him.
I just don't think he gets the ball enough.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of it. He's like the fourth option on the team when everybody's healthy.
They give Devin White a lot of action.
Well, hey, Derek White.
Derek White. I keep saying Devin all the
I
time.
know. You want him to be a Devin. That's fine.
Yeah, he's black.
Dude, he just went off for 30 points last night, though. So it's not like
he did. He went
he's
nuts.
playing. He's playing well.
He's playing well. He is. It's they're still number one in the East, though, so that's good. So I keep hitting the table down. They're number one in the East, so that's good. But Damian Lillard yesterday hit 20,000. He hit 20,000 points yesterday, which I think he's the 51st player in the NBA to do that. So shout out to Damian Lillard for that. He had 40 points, I believe, yesterday. So he's finally, I guess, starting to turn it on. Milwaukee is only one game behind, right? For a while, Milwaukee was struggling, especially betting wise. You're like, what the hell is going on? You guys losing me some money. But they're playing well right now. You know what team that I like? First of all, let me say this. The Orlando Magic is 16-9, which
they are that young, scrappy team that's just gonna try to get in everybody's way.
Yeah,
and they're just good enough to really cause problems, but then they're not gonna win in the playoffs.
Yeah, we know they're not winning the playoffs, but they got Wagner out there. they got a lot of young like team. Markel Fultz, like
Banchero
for sure is the big man there. But Franz Wagner, that's it, right? They got Mo Wagner too, but they got Franz Wagner.
Do they have both of the
I thought they have
boys?
both brothers. Yeah. So, but Franz, he's tough. And they got Cole Anthony, he hoops. They got Jalen Suggs, he hoops. So it's like they got a lot of like gritty guys on the team that can kind of get it done. I like them. Well, I'm curious. I'll take it to the Western Conference. I'm curious on your take. Were you able to watch the game yesterday or the day before yesterday? One of them with James Harden. He had like 18 points in a row, and he was.
If it has to do with James Harden, I'm not watching it.
Yeah, he was amped.
I don't care. Regular season game.
Yeah, he was amped, but
he's good for one game out of every like 10. You know,
he's been actually scoring pretty well as of late. But in the Western Conference, right? Let's go over the standings, right? So in the standings in the Eastern Conference, there's no shocker there besides Orlando. You got Boston at 1, Milwaukee 2, Philadelphia at 3, which we all know that's going to be it. But 4 through 8 is a little bit of shakeup. Everybody like the Pacers as first, but the Pacers are in 8th. Miami is at 7th, and then Cleveland is in 6th, which they're kind of struggling right now. Donovan Mitchell, people are talking about him possibly being traded because they just should be playing way better than they are. And the New York Knicks are in 5th, which I like the New York Knicks. I think the New York Knicks plays like a lot of New York players. They're good at one-on-one ball. Like you got Jalen Brunson, who's that, Randall, the same way. Like they got a lot of one-on-one guys. Josh Hart, right? So I don't know.
The Knicks, though, is consistency.
Yeah,
they'll play well one night, and then the next night, where are they?
Yeah, Emmanuel quickly the same way. Like a lot of one-on-one guys. So you have them and then Orlando, the gritty teams. But let's get on to the West. The West is kind of like it's weird right now, right? So you got Minnesota in first place right now. They're the best team in the NBA. They're 20-5, best record team. Let me say that. But I will say that they have been playing very cohesive as a team. Anthony Edwards has made that step. He's been balling. Karl-Anthony Towns has been consistent. Rudy Gobert, the same thing. Like it's just been consistency across the board for that team. But I'm curious on your take, Brian. Do you think they can like withstand or hold the whole season?
I mean, they could. I don't think they will though. I think they're more like Cleveland last year, come out hot, look like with the best team in the league, and then they tapered off at the end. I think Cleveland ended up like 6th last year, and they were number one. They were the number one team the first 2 months of the year. So, and the same thing with like I think the Bulls was that like 2 years ago that they just came out of the gate and were blowing everybody out, and then they just lose it. So,
yeah.
I think that's where the path of Minnesota, because some of these teams in the West, they're missing guys. You know, Jamal Murray has been out for the Nuggets. You got the Golden State Warriors missing Draymond, and then for who knows how long. And their point guard just got hurt last night. You know, they were without Gary Payton against the Celtics the other night. You know, these teams, once they get healthy, they're going to start passing a team like Minnesota. I don't think Minnesota's got the star power to hold up.
I don't know about that.
I mean, Anthony Edwards is great, but I just think that he doesn't have anybody else that's.
Karl-Anthony Towns has been playing really well.
He's been playing well, but I think Karl-Anthony Towns is kind of like a number 3 now. Like, I think they need a number 2.
No, I don't know about that. I think Karl-Anthony Towns still can get. He's averaging 22 right now. So he can still get a he can still get a bucket.
Tell me what he's doing later, Kenny. I don't think he can do it
all year. But the thing about him, he does it all year. I think it's always been who's going to join him, right? Who's going to join him? And right now, Anthony Edwards has kind of ascended to say, like, really, this is my team. Like you can, it's like the LeBron and Anthony Davis. Like Anthony Davis, you can go off, but it's really LeBron's team, right? That's the same thing with Anthony Edwards. Like it's Anthony Edwards' team right now because the way he plays, they go to the beat of his drum, right? So I think that's essential for them to continue. He just has to perform and play well. And then I think it's Naz Reid. I guess I don't know if it's Nasir, but Naz Reid, I believe. He's kind of been surprising me. He's been hooping a little bit, but he's kind of been coming off the bench and scoring. So they have like a 6-man that can score. They've been scoring at the end, and they're starting to 5. So I just think the consistency is there. I just think I'm curious on, like you said, right? Can they withstand this kind of consistency later on in the season when people get, when you're getting tired and injuries, start picking up and things like that. And then I would say OKC is a shocker for sure for me at number 2 right now. They're 17-8. But Gilgeous out of Alexandria, Shaw, he is, bro. He's like must see TV. Like he hoops, like no shit talking, he just balls, dog. Like shows up every night. I'm not sitting. I'm not. I need load management. I'm just hooping, right? Like I'm just hooping. Like he's averaging 30 points a game right now. And nobody can guard him. They got a lot of young guys on their team too, which is, I guess.
I was looking at stat leaders. Did you know he has like a full steal above the next closest? Like he's at 2.8 steals a game.
Oh, he has steals again, you saying?
Yeah. Like 2.8 steals, the next closest is 1.8. Yeah. That's a whole.
Two is considered like elite defender.
Elite, yeah. So think about it. He's averaging 30 points a game, 30.7 points a game. He's averaging 5.7 rebounds, 6.4 assists, 2.8 steals, and 0.8 blocks, and only 2 turnovers. Like for somebody that's having the ball in their hand majority of the time, that's pretty legit, right? Like that's more than all-star caliber. That's a first team, NBA.
He's ascending.
Yeah.
He might be one of the best, if not the best, point guard in the league come another year or two. You know what I mean? He might challenge the motherfucker right now though. He might.
Them numbers like Ryan just said, like the 2.8 steals. Mm-hmm. That means
that's saying something for a league that doesn't really play defense anymore.
Yeah. That means he's in it.
Where's Harden on this list?
No, we ain't gonna tell you that. He can be down below. But anyway, I'll wrap it up real quick. Denver is 3, Sacramento is 4, Dallas is 5, Clippers is 6, New Orleans is 7, and Lakers is 8. Like we just like fumbling around with the playing games. The surprising team that I think is going to make a run for sure, Phoenix, when they get healthy. They haven't had all 3 of them on the court yet. And then, of course, like you said, the Golden State, if they can stay healthy, if they can, find that run in them, then go. Because right now I think they are exhausting everything out of Steph Curry. Granted, I know that Klay Thompson had a great game last night and, came back to his normal self. But right now they're emptying the tank with Steph Curry. So, like, they got to find somebody else that is going to be consistent day in and day out. So that's what I got for basketball. College football is college football. We're about to start picking that up a little bit. We had some bowl games, but I know you guys don't want to hear about those bowl games because it wasn't nothing too crazy.
Old Dominion?
Yeah. So we had Old Dominion, first Western Kentucky. That was,
They were up 28-0, and they lost. They gave up 21 unanswered in the fourth.
Oh, yeah, sounds like somebody lost the bet.
Nope. I was on Western Kentucky. I was mad the whole game, and then I was happy.
Yeah, I felt the same thing around like UTSA. UTSA, they actually played yesterday. I know people are like, who cares about that game? But it was a game of the NFL sons, right? So you had Josh McGowan, his son Chase, something McGowan. Forgot his first name, but there's no starts with a C. He was in there. He balled out, right? And then it went against Chad Pendleton's son. That if people don't know, he was a great Marshall player with Randy Moss. So his son actually is the quarterback at Marshall. So they were going back and forth for a while. Marshall was up, and then UTSA just took over. So McCown's son looks really good. So I'll say that. Anything as far as, because I know we probably will be on like the back half catching you after Christmas. So as far as any games that's exciting coming up, doesn't look like shit. So you guys will be good. We're gonna sit back and relax until like the Wednesday. I know the Louisville USC game, that should be pretty interesting, seeing who plays there. Texas A&M probably get wiped the floor with because all their players are transferring versus Oklahoma State. Then you got the Thursday game, should be interesting. We'll probably touch on that stuff next week. I'm kind of curious on your thoughts, Brian, of the Florida State players sitting outside of the Peach Bowl. Orange Bowl.
I think it's kind of soft. If I'm a Florida State player, I want to go and try my best to beat Georgia to make a statement as to why they shouldn't have been left out. That would be my mentality. But these kids don't care.
But you know why they're not doing that.
It's
because they're about to get beat the dog shit out of. So they know that. So they're like, I don't want to get hurt.
And you know what that means? That means they're soft, Kenny.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
They need to learn some resiliency. And,
that's what the
go in there and take your licks and play with some pride.
That's what the transfer portal does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
What they say, what the price is on a top tier talent quarterback, 1.5 to $2 million.
It's
ain't it right? Shout out Coach Rule. 1.5 to $2 million, you can get you some. So, but yeah, that's all I got. College basketball is picking up a little bit, some games there, but
finally into conference play in college basketball.
What do you think about that? I think we can make some money there.
I mean, yeah, because a big thing is a lot of these guys that transferred, they weren't eligible to play until the conference play started. I'm not sure why the rule was that way. So, but some of these teams that might have looked a little flat at first, they're going to start playing a little bit better once they get their full team going, and they're going to start making a run through their conference. So, I can't think of any names offhand. Because the only transfer I can think of right off the top of my head, he didn't fall into that. It was the little white point guard that for Clemson, who was at Syracuse for 4 years beforehand. What's his name, Kenny?
Gerard.
Yeah, that guy. That's the only one. I think he must have transferred earlier or something and hit some deadline. But some of these other guys that transferred did it late, and so they had to wait until conference play started. So
UConn got upset today by Seton Hall.
Yeah,
lost by 15. God, Lee.
Yeah. Yep. College basketball is it's so exciting to watch, especially if you put a little money on it because dude, anything can happen. You can't rely on any team to win every time. You can't.
I just lost by the hook. God. 219.5. It hit 219. Wow. That's nasty. And I had a hitter too.
All right. Let's run a little hockey real quick. Let's just go over some hot teams right now. The East looks a little flat as an overall conference. You got the Rangers and Flyers on 3-game winning streaks. They've won 7 of their last 10. They're looking pretty good. The Islanders have won 7 of their last 10, but you got teams like the Boston Bruins. They're up and down, up and down. They're still one of the top teams in the East, but the lack of their goaltending has been kind of shot the last few games, and I'm wondering if that's finally going to catch up to them. I thought that would be a problem going into the season, so we'll see. Another team that they're hanging around, but Tampa, they've got 35 points right now. I think that's good for eighth in the conference. So they're right on the fringe of the playoffs. But there's talks about Stamkos getting traded. I mean, they might start unloading talent at the trade deadline.
Do you think they should or what?
I don't know, man, because on paper the team is still pretty good. But the problem is it hasn't been the output hasn't been there yet. So, I mean, I can understand why you want to get ahead of it rather than be late on some of these guys that are getting older. So I don't know. I don't know what I would do. I know the Bruins held on and they tried to make a cup run with their old timers and it didn't work out.
Father Time is undefeated, bro.
That's true.
Besides LeBron, right now, and Tom Brady.
When he plays, Tom plays Brady his 55 right games.
It's still win.
I think so.
Who?
Tom Brady.
Oh, 100% he can play still. Yeah. Not a question.
We'll save that, but
not a question. As long as he has an offensive line, because he ain't moving very, very, very fast. But in the West, you still got Vegas. They're looking good still. 7 of the last 10. Vancouver, 7 of their last 10. They're looking really well. Good. The Avs have fallen off. They were, I think, the number 1 seed for a little while, or 2 seed actually. I think Vegas has been leading the whole time. but they've fallen off. They're now second in their division to Dallas because they've only won 4 of their last 10. So they've been kind of slacking, which is not good if you're betting on the Avs, because they're constantly like minus 200 favorites, and then that's a lot of juice to lay, and then so you end up parlaying them, and it fucks your parlay up. So one team that's kind of getting hot, it might make a little noise, trying to get into the playoffs later in the year, is Arizona. They've won 6 of their last 10. They compete every game. I don't know if they're gonna like make it to the playoffs, but they're gonna hang around. And then one team that I love to bet against is Anaheim. That team, they're gonna give up either 5 goals or they'll score 5 goals. So I love to take overs on them. It's I feel like it's an easy hit every time. So yeah, that's but they're a terrible team. They're awful. So
I like to play them, but that's just up.
yeah. All right, that's all I got for hockey. Nothing major in baseball since last week. That one Japanese player is still the hot ticket. I don't think he's signed yet. Yamamoto or whatever his name is. I can't remember off the hand, but yeah, baseball's slow this time of year. It's not like other off seasons for other sports. They take their sweet time usually. So that's all I got.
Sweet. So we got football?
Yo.
All right,
I guess
Kenny.
that's going on.
The Chargers showed who they were. This was one of the most pathetic Thursday night football games I've ever watched. It was sad. I just felt bad. The Raiders beat the dog shit out of the Chargers, 63 to 21.
You know, I forgot about that game.
That one-handed interception
was nasty,
but was so dirty. But he went into the end zone, and you could tell he just felt bad. Like he just went I think he went like this.
Bro, the one-handed, because you know why? He was like, damn, I wasn't expecting that. And the way he caught it was like some movie shit. That was like some Friday Night Lights.
Yeah.
Movie miles.
He overran it. He went past the line of scrimmage and then reached back.
And then he palmed it. It was like boom.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, "Oh my god, that was so dirty!" Like it was like
they better put him on offense, give him some reps.
He got hands, dog. He got hands from doing that.
Richard Sherman at half said they need to make history and fire Brandon Staley at half and not let him come out. They did not, obviously, but the Raiders went out there and scored another 20-something points. So
they really what happened was the players set him up. They knew that if they had a bad game like that, it was over for him.
I think it was over anyways, Kenny.
I know it was over anyway, but I'm talking about the players were trying to get his ass out right now.
I guess.
Right? Because you get him out right now, and then you let Kellen Moore be.
Is he the interim head coach?
No, it's one of their offensive assistants, or no, defensive assistants. I don't remember his name.
Smith.
Yeah,
who?
That guy.
That's fine. Well, Kellen Moore could do
and
what the hell
JoJo Wooden is the interim general manager for the remainder of the season. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Kellen Moore's still there. He'll probably be a front runner as the coach. However, you are hearing rumors going around. One of which I think it was Greeny from ESPN was talking about how they asked Jim Harbaugh who his favorite quarterback in the NFL is right now, and he said he believes that Herbert is the number 1 quarterback in the NFL.
He's not leaving, bro.
And
he might. They just hand out punishments.
Leaving.
No.
Hand out a punishment to Michigan.
They just gave him an extension though.
Oh, is that what it was? I saw a headline about it. I thought that they
hold on, let me look it up.
Decided on something. Anyways, but if something does happen there in Michigan, why wouldn't he just leave instead of have to face the consequences? And there's
rumors about his contract extension.
he might not be wrong with Herbert.
December 7th, they said working on contract extension.
Herbert's been statistically one of the best quarterbacks in the league since he entered the league. Like
5 years, $55 million. He's not leaving, bro. No, I don't like. This is my thing about Herbert, bro. He's Dak Prescott.
No, he's better than Dak.
Nah,
he's way better
Dak Prescott in the sense of okay, give me a big time win.
I think that a lot of times that he's put the team in position to win, the defense gives it up because his coach has been a bum. Win. I don't know, man.
It's not like Staley's been there the whole time he's been in the NFL.
Okay, but we can go to week 1 when they face the Dolphins. They put up 34 points. That should be enough to win in the NFL. But then your defense turns around and gives up 36. Doesn't even guard the best wide receiver in the league. That's on the coach. That isn't on Herbert.
Let's see. Okay, what about when he folded against Dallas? He threw hella interceptions. What about when they played at Kansas City and going back and forth? At first, the first half, he started off hot, and then the second half, he disappeared.
I mean, which I don't know when you're talking about, Kenny.
They're talking about this
Kansas City twice a year.
I'm talking about this. They only play Kansas City once right now.
Okay, I don't know.
They played Kansas City. They played Kansas City and Dallas back to back. Right? They played Kansas City, or not that back to back, but they played them earlier a couple weeks ago. They played Kansas City. Herbert had a good first half, right? Patrick Mahomes had a better. Patrick Mahomes threw for like 2-something.
But Patrick Mahomes is different. We all acknowledge Patrick Mahomes is different.
But listen, Justin Herbert had a good first half. The second half, he was non-existent. Then he goes to Dallas, same thing. Let's get it done. Cool. Give the game away. He threw an interception. 2. But that's besides the point. So you pack that with bad coaching, and you don't win games, dog. The coaching is terrible, but also Justin Herbert, he hasn't shown that he is a winner.
I mean, he's a liability for sure. Like
when has he shown he's a winner?
He does seem like he folds under pressure.
Bro, give me a big time win in his career. Give me a big time win in college.
Well, I mean, it's just so hard to tell because this coach has been bad for years. He's never had a good coach, Kenny. Never.
With Anthony Lynn, come on, bro, stop. With
never
Anthony
had a
Lynn,
good coach.
Okay.
They'll figure it out. Chargers can't do anything with it because he's stuck there. He's their guy. They got to build around him.
I'm not saying he's not the guy. What I'm saying is that I think people give him way more credit than he deserves right now, and I think he should be under more scrutiny because it's like, what has he really done?
That's fair.
He's got to show the talent.
Would you say Justin Herbert is a top 5 quarterback in the league?
Talent-wise, for sure. I'm saying talent-wise,
I think he's in the conversation at least.
Listen, talent-wise, yes. But if you tell me, do you want Justin Herbert or Brock Purdy? Who are you taking?
I mean, I'd probably take Herbert.
Okay.
I think Purdy is a product of a system, and he even acknowledges that.
He's winning. That's fine, but he's winning.
That about their team, they are number 1 in the NFL in passing yards.
And he has
they
the
are
fewest attempts.
32nd in the NFL in passing attempts.
Yeah,
that means he's an assassin.
That is the epitome of the most efficient offense in the world.
It's big plays and efficiency. That's all
exactly, bro.
Yeah,
he doesn't throw. He's sniping. He's sniping. When he shoots, he kills. When he throws it,
I'll give him this. He doesn't turn the ball over, and he does have, he's cold-blooded. I'll give him that.
Yeah, you can't. But the Purdy argument of him being a game manager is like out the window because he's playing so well. Like Garoppolo did not do this. Garoppolo was good, but he wasn't.
Garoppolo
Purdy.
did not have a Christian McCaffrey either.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but they always had a good running back that was able to do stuff.
That's what I'm saying.
But right now they have the best running back in the league.
Yeah, but come on, bro.
Dude, I see Jordan Mason.
He was still doing good.
I see Jordan Mason like cutting big runs during the game. Like that offensive line is good. That's the blocking scheme is good. Everything about their team, their whole team is good, and all the players are bought in.
His first carry, he popped for 20-something yards. Like, I can get back there right now and can pop for 20-something yards. Come on.
Okay.
The line is crazy.
I love the 49ers. I know people hate the 49ers. They're cocky, but like I like a lot of their players. I like the way they play. I love watching Debo, Ayuk. Ayuk doesn't want to get benched again, so he's down here blocking till the whistle. Like, I love this entire team.
Their players, they showed a stat on Sunday. They have the number one guy with Yak, as far as Yak. The number one guy is yards per catch. The number one runner, like average. Like the number one tight end for yards per catch. Like that's not just all scheme. That's Purdy making the right decision and finding him too. Like you can't just say, "Oh, the scheme did it." Like the guy still got to throw the ball. You still got to throw the ball, bro. And if you look at his numbers for Tua, who's getting all the accolades, right? Everybody's like, "Oh my God, Tua looks amazing." He has 3,900 yards. Brock Purdy has 3,800 essentially. He has 3,795. And you don't hear too much about Brock Purdy. You just hear, "Oh my God, he's efficient, man. He doesn't turn the ball over." It's like, bro, he's doing more than not just turning the ball over. He's balling.
All right.
Yeah, I think he is. He should be in the conversation for MVP, which I know he already is.
He's a front runner, should be.
Him and Dak are like pretty close, but man, Dak
should be the MVP.
Why?
Why? Because he is that team. As he goes, they go.
Yeah, but then we come to who's everybody's definition of what's everybody's definition of what an MVP means.
Let me put it this way: if Baltimore wins out, which includes beating San Francisco head to head,
they play next week.
Then Lamar should be MVP.
No,
I think it depends on how he performs. If Brock Purdy folds and Lamar just balls out, then I think that helps his case because I think Lamar's having a good season. But you can't just say like one game and now he's in.
I mean, the year Lamar won, what did he throw? He had a lot of touchdowns. This year he's
responsible. I think he's responsible for like almost 30 touchdowns this year.
Yeah, he has 28, 27 because Brock Purdy has him by like 2 because they're like passing the run or something like that.
Yeah, he's got 5 on the ground and 17 in the air.
So it's 22.
Yeah, and you got to give him at least half of Gus's. I mean,
what?
He got him there.
Well, I mean, if we're doing that, then we're minusing touchdowns from Jalen Hurts, who steals them from fucking
100%.
his running back.
Yeah.
How many does Hurts have on the ground?
He has like 12 on the ground.
He has. Give me 1 second.
He has 14 touchdowns on the ground.
On the ground, yeah, like that's crazy.
Yeah.
So his numbers,
he is averaging less yards per carry this year than he has in every other previous year.
Yeah.
Yet he has 14 touchdowns on the ground.
Because all of his touchdowns are just 1-yard runs.
So if you think about it, he's leading the league right now in touchdowns because he has 20. No, he is not. No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he's got a lot of touchdowns.
He has 36 total. Yeah. But look at like Brock Purdy, bro, is 29-7. 29-7, right? Dak Prescott is 28-7. How is the rookie has the least turnovers? CJ Stroud 20-5.
Because I think he's different. I think he
and that's one less game.
Yeah, about to be 2 less now.
About to be 2. Yeah, that was a pretty bad concussion apparently because it's concussion protocol, right?
Yeah. So,
I think he's him. He's good.
Yeah, he's him.
But
he's it.
Yeah. Hey, the Bengals are still in the hunt. They won their game against the Vikings, somehow figuring it out. I love the Jake Browning on the sideline. He was like screaming in the mic because I guess the Vikings cut him at some point. But that was pretty cool. Colts beat the Steelers 30-13. Lions keep rolling. They're 10-4. They've essentially clinched up. They're probably really close to clinching their division if they haven't already. Hold up, let me check. No, they haven't clinched their division because the Vikings are 7-7, and there's 4 games left. So technically, the Vikings still have a chance. But I think if they win this week, it's over.
Yeah.
Hold up, I had more. Packers have folded. Yeah, well, they haven't been playing well. 34 to 20, they lost. Don't the Lions seem a little sus though?
Who said that?
Mitch.
I don't think they seem suspect. I think when you play anybody that knows you, like, you're gonna have those games, right? Like,
who, the Lions? We're talking about the Lions.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, when you play like conference teams and division teams, sorry, like, yeah, that's a toss up in my opinion.
That's like how the Patriots beat the Bills earlier this year.
Yeah,
and they got 3 wins. I mean, like,
they're no more sus than the Cowboys or the Miami Dolphins. Like, the Miami Dolphins, I was reading a stat earlier. I don't think they've beaten a team above 500 with a winning record. Like they have, if you look back on it, because I think the Denver Broncos they're 500 right now. But other than that, like most teams that they played them, when they were playing them, they were a below 500 team. But the Lions are a good team. I think that they're young, they're motivated. Oh yeah, they blew out the Broncos, and the Broncos are no slouch. It was 42-17.
Yeah,
I like the Lions a lot.
Like they have quality wins, though, right? They beat the Chiefs, right?
Lions. I think Mitch is a Kansas City fan too.
Well, okay. How are the Lions going to be bounced early unless they run into the 49ers? That's the only team that's definitively better than them in the NFC. I think the Lions could beat any other team in the NFC right now.
What is this? What is the playoff projections right now? So the Lions are number 3 right now, behind the Cowboys.
So they wouldn't face the 49ers until the conference championship.
Yeah, because 2 plays 7, 3 plays 6, right?
Yeah.
So they would play the Vikings. They win that game.
So right now, if
it started today, they'd play the Vikings.
Yeah, right now the seeding chances are San Francisco 1, Eagles 2, Lions 3, Bucks 4, Dallas 5, Seahawks and Rams 6 and 7. So what they play? It's not the first 2; it's only the first one, right? First seed, right?
Yeah, first seed gets by.
Mm-hmm.
So how does that work?
Here's another thing you're not considering. I don't think the Lions. If they get a home playoff game, they're winning their first game. Which, if they win their division, they're getting a home playoff game.
Yeah, so it would be them. They probably play the Seahawks or the Rams. I think that's a winnable game based off of what the projection is right now.
Well, based on right now, because they're the number 3 seed.
Yeah.
The way it is now, they're the 3 seed. The Vikings are the 6 seed. So the Vikings would have to come into town, and I think they beat them. And then 4 and 5 play each other in this scenario.
I guess I'm different because I'm looking at the percentage chances because based off of how the season finishes out, right? So either one of those teams, right? Rams, Seahawks, or Vikings. I think.
Let's talk about Kansas City real quick. What are the thoughts on that team? They look human. They don't look like the normal Kansas City Chiefs that are just blowing people out. It's going to be very interesting because I think this is going to be the first season where they're probably going to have to play a road game in the playoffs, which would be nice. Patrick Mahomes has not played a road playoff game ever. Well, minus Super Bowls, but
I think it all depends on who they play, right? Like, I don't see any of those teams that they will have to face, right, being either 2 or the 3 seed. Looking like how I was looking, it's going to be either the Browns, the Bengals.
What if they have to play Buffalo?
Yeah, if they play Buffalo, I think that's the only game that they got to bite down on, because if you have to play Buffalo in Buffalo,
yeah,
they're done.
Because Buffalo, they might win their division still. You look at their schedule versus Miami's.
No, they're not winning the division.
I don't think.
Why not?
Because I think that Miami wins this week against Dallas.
Oh, yeah. I don't think they win, but I do think that if they do make it there and they have to go to Buffalo, I don't know how that would even work, right? Like how.
Well, they wouldn't have to go to Buffalo unless Buffalo wins their division. That's the only way it's
possible.
So,
but then if they play Buffalo, Buffalo has to go to Kansas City again, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
I don't know if Buffalo on this podcast, Buffalo's making the playoffs.
Yeah.
I'm convinced they're making the playoffs.
They have to play the Chargers, the Patriots, and then Miami, who they've already beat.
Yeah, but
why can't they win all three of those?
I'm not saying they can't win all three, but
even if they only need two to make the playoffs.
So I think they can I think they can make the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
They're beating the Chargers this week.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
No Justin Herbert.
I'm not debating that.
It's a wrap. Okay.
I'm not.
They're going to beat the Patriots. I don't. Yeah.
I just want to see it.
There's no way
Buffalo is going to lose to the Patriots twice in the same season. The way the Patriots look.
Did y'all think that the Eagles are going to lose to the Seahawks?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
But that's different.
Because when we said last week, when they said they lost, right, to when they lost to Dallas, right, we said it's okay. They control their destiny. They'll win out. They'll be good. We thought that it would be a tough game versus the Seahawks, right? But we thought they were going to win.
I don't know how Mitch doesn't think the Buffalo's going to make the playoffs. That's insanity.
So look at it.
They would have to lose to the
Patriots. Teams. Look at the teams above. Houston is above them. They're even record because Buffalo's 8-6. Texans are 8-6. Colts are 8-6. Bengals are 8-6.
They got Houston as a 13% chance to make it in though. Talking about the analytics side.
Yeah. Well, they probably still have tough division games left.
Yeah. Right now, the highest projection that they have making it in is 49% chance that Jags are being the 4th seed, a 55% chance that the Browns are going to be 5th seed, and then they have a 15% chance that the Bengals are going to be the 6th seed, and then 17% chance that Buffalo will be the 7th.
Yeah, but look at this. These are playoff probabilities is what you're reading, not the seed. So
right.
The Bengals have a 45% chance of making the playoffs. They're currently the 6th seed. The Bills have a 61% chance of being in the playoffs. And they're the number 9 seed right now. They're out. And they have a higher percentage chance of getting in than the Bengals.
Yeah, I'm reading the seeding. Yeah, my bad, not the playoffs.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. If the Bills win, they move up to a 70% chance. So if they beat the Chargers this week, which we all agree that they're beating the Chargers, they have a 70% chance of making the playoffs.
Something catastrophic has to happen to Josh Allen for them not to make it.
Yeah, they have to lose this game, essentially. If they lose this game, I'm with you. They'll probably not make the playoffs.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's super biased, the analytics, right? On here on the ESPN, right? It's saying 64% chance to make the playoffs, 32% to clinch the division, 1% chance, less than 1% chance for clinch a bye, but to make a Super Bowl, 11% chance.
Why is
because it's higher than two teams above them, right? It's higher than the two teams like the Browns and the Jaguars, and then all the teams below them they have less than 1%.
I mean, the Browns and Jaguars are a little suspect. I think the Bills are going to start. They're going to start pouring it on here, and they're going to look like the old Bills.
I mean, they have the last couple weeks. They took care of Dallas.
That's because they have been running the ball effectively.
Yes, they have. They finally gave the ball to James Cook a few times.
Okay, so what's going to happen when Stephon Diggs say, "I need the fucking rock"?
Do you want to win the game?
Yeah, really. And if he says no, then.
But that's not how the NFL works. It's not like, do you want to win the game? We're going to play to win the game. They're going to be like, shit, we can't have him mad. We got to make sure he eats too, get him involved. They're going to try to look for a way to get him involved, and that's why I think it's going to ruin shit.
I think we saw earlier in the season that little marriage is going to go for a divorce here at the end of the year anyways.
You think so?
So, yeah, I think that Diggs is going to be on his way out one way or another, and I think he wants to leave.
He'll probably go to New York.
No, he'll probably go to the doggone Dallas.
He's going to go somewhere where he'll be featured. He wants to be.
Go to Chargers.
He's a me guy. Yeah. Well,
Keenan Allen about to be out of there.
You don't think Keenan Allen's back next year?
I don't know, man. He's getting up there, and how he played or how he is right now, I think he's tired of that shit, bro. There's a lot of contracts we have coming up this offseason. I think he's tired.
I think Diggs wants to win win more than get The Rock. Like I get it; it's important. When he gets featured, sometimes they lose. They don't always win when he gets featured.
He's a competitor, right? But he's not oblivious to the money. Like if I am in here to get paid as well. I know that yes, I could be a team player and not get paid. Guess what? When the contract time is done, they're not going to pay me crazy money. I can't still have the lamb truck with a team friendly deal. But whatever.
But does Diggs even have when's he a free agent? He's not an unrestricted free agent until 2028.
I'm talking about as far as
Diggs get out? How do they get out from Diggs next year?
How do they trade him?
I mean,
I don't think that's hard to do.
I mean, he's got a 31 mil dead cap next year.
They can spread that out over 2 years. There's ways to manipulate the cap.
Sure.
Your remit said that doesn't matter. Players will force their way out. You saw what James Harden did.
Oh yeah, he's gonna wear a fat suit.
NBA is different, but yeah.
Diggs is putting on a fat suit. No, I mean there are ways to manipulate it because the other team can be like, "Hey, we'll take his contract on."
The Chargers will take his contract on.
Why? You got Quentin Johnson.
That doesn't matter.
I know someone who would guarantee him 60 mil. That's the Browns. The Browns are paying the most expensive. Yeah, they're paying for. Hey, but the Browns look good with Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco looks like he's turned back the clock.
You know what? I kind of wanted to stream Joe Flacco this week, but I don't know if that's playing with.
Do it. He's been like 20 points every week.
And that's why I think that when I pick him, he's gonna flop because it's like he's playing Houston right this week, but he looks good, man.
Yeah, and Joku looks good. Like
he might be in the league again next year.
No, well,
you don't think so?
I don't know. I think the Browns' offensive line is like the Browns are a good team. That just proves how. Like I just think Deshaun Watson was washed.
You think he's washed, or maybe he was playing with a broken shoulder the whole year?
I know. I know, but they paid him so much money, so they can't do anything with him. Browns are so good. I love them. I want to go back to a comment someone made earlier. The Jags are not a good team. Changed my mind.
You're right.
I agree.
That's not true.
I agree.
Why are they not a good team?
I don't think Trevor Lawrence is that good.
Oh my gosh.
Now, Trevor Lawrence.
I don't think there's many quarterbacks that are that good. Let's put it that way.
That's what I'm saying. Like, did y'all hear what Tom Brady said?
Like, yeah.
You saw the pick that Brian put in there, talking about like quarterback play has been horrendous all year. Like guys are just out there just throwing the ball around and expecting receivers to do acrobatic shit. Yeah. Guys are not playing well.
You know what would be perfect? If you combine Trevor Lawrence with Justin Herbert and put them into like one person. Because I will say this. I don't think Trevor Lawrence is that great, but I think he shows up in bigger moments. Like when the ball's in his hand, he does better.
He's got a little more clutch, but he still ain't that.
But that's because he's a national champion. Like he's shown that pedigree his whole life.
He's done it.
Yeah,
well, that's what I'm saying. Like if you I don't think he's a better quarterback, like statistically and like physically, but I think that like in big moments he plays well. He's aren't the Jags the ones that came back from the Chargers like 21-0 or 28-0 in the playoffs?
You're going to keep going down memory lane.
Just saying.
I'm just salting that wound.
Golly, dog. Yeah.
All right. I mean, I got nothing else. Rodgers is supposedly being activated from the IR, which is just gonna make it so that he's allowed to play this. He's allowed to practice with the team for the rest of the season. However, they've already come out and said Rodgers will not play this year in 2023, which kind of tracks because they're eliminated. The Jets are eliminated. They suck.
Yeah, he don't need to play, bro.
He doesn't, but he wants to practice. And in order for him to practice, he has to be on the 53-man roster.
Why are you going to practice? So he's
build that camaraderie. He's playing. He's playing. He's getting ready for next year.
Bro, he can practice only one in the offseason, bro. Let your shit heal. Hell, you practicing for just to practice, just so people can't fucking put their hands on you anyway.
I don't think he's really gonna be like actually like actively practicing like the normal like game rep type stuff. Like he's probably gonna be at the facility like doing
he's
stuff
already
on the side.
He's already going through that stuff already though. When you do IR, you're on the other field, the separate field, and you still go through like warm ups and all that stuff already. Like there's no restrictions on that.
Can he still do like 1-on-1s and stuff like that?
No, he can't. But why the fuck do you want to do 1-on-1s when
to like, get chemistry down, like timing down with guys like the
bro?
Like
you can
Garrett
do that
Wilson.
all off season. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense, Brian. Like it's not like
you see when quarterbacks go to a new destination, it takes time. So if he gets that time out of the way now, it's not going to interrupt the beginning of next year. Hopefully, that's probably what his mentality is.
Let your Achilles heal. You have the off season. Y'all can go down. You can go down to Miami for 2 months. You can go do that. Then you go to OTAs.
Take the foot off and just use a peg leg. You be all right.
No, like his Achilles is fine. It's not like he's a running back. He's not cutting on it. He's not putting a lot of pressure on it. He's fine.
Bro, he needs to scramble.
Yeah.
Not when he's practicing.
That's how he got hurt.
Not when he's practicing.
So he's going to just say, oh, let's do 1-on-1s. Cool. I'm just going to just throw the ball around. I just want to toss it.
From the pocket, yeah.
So they can be like, oh my God, that's a crazy throws. Roger was at practice today throwing crazy throws. Can't move at all. Like, whatever, man. I give up, bro. Do what you want, man.
All right. The last thing I think we should talk about before we move on. What's wrong with the Eagles?
Nothing.
Well, they put Matt Patricia as the defensive coordinator this past week.
and they let Drew Lock
bunch of losers
game-winning drive,
dude, and
97 yards. They drove 97 yards.
James Bradbury was the defending cornerback on every single pass on that drive. What a scrub. You couldn't make one stop. Just get out of the league now, bro. It's over.
Yeah.
All right. Mitch wants to know who we got winning the Super Bowl. So Brian's prediction.
49ers.
Yeah.
Yeah. My prediction is one of them are out.
Hey,
so
my preseason prediction though, I had the Broncos making it to Super Bowl, and they've been looking a little bit better lately, and they might squeak in the playoffs. So who knows? I might be right after all.
My preseason shit is done.
I think the Chargers.
The Chargers, baby.
Yeah.
Nah, I think it's gonna be most. Go ahead, Ryan. You go first. Let me make you look this over.
49ers. It's an easy. I think that they run away with it. I think that they win. I think they score 40 points every playoff game that they're in.
The only way that this gets messed up is if there's a significant injury. Purdy, Trent Williams, Christian McCaffrey.
Because you talk about the Broncos.
I mean, the Broncos, hey, I'm just saying. Hey, let them get in and see what happens.
Yeah, I think personally, I'd probably say 49ers and the Ravens.
Well, that would be the conspiracy theory come true.
What conspiracy theory?
We talked about that last week, right?
No.
I think so. The NFL logo, the Super Bowl logo, every year for the last 3 years, or at least for the last 3 years, has always matched the color scheme of the teams that have met. And it's been like, it's already thought about. So like not last year, but the year before, it was red and yellow. It was red and yellow, and that was the year the Bengals and the Chiefs played each other in the Super Bowl. And then, or not the Bengals and the Chiefs. Bengals, it was Bengals and Rams.
So orange and yellow.
Yeah, it was like orange with yellow at the bottom, and then last year was green and red, and then this year it's purple and yellow.
Yeah, but I'm saying like it's so many yellow teams. How the fuck
Red,
do you know?
purple and red. It's like red. It's like
purple.
red.
That's not. It's easy, but the Reds. It's like okay, the Chiefs, 49ers, the Texans.
Texans' primary color is blue.
How? It's blue and red. They got red jerseys. They got blue jerseys.
Okay.
The Rams' primary color is not yellow.
It's like saying red is the Patriots' color.
That's the yellow is not the Rams' primary color.
I mean, who in the NFC is red?
Who?
In the NFC is red. If Falcons. The purple is easy, it's the Falcons. The Falcons are gonna.
Yeah, man, we're having a bird Super Bowl.
49ers.
Bring all. It's gonna be a foul. No,
I see. Yeah, the Texans are playing well, but not without CJ Stroud. He needs to come back sooner rather than later. But if the purple is going to be the Ravens on the AFC side, you need red. It's not the Commanders; they're eliminated.
That's
Buccaneers.
That's
the Bucks.
Exactly, the Bucks. Maybe.
Let's see how much money we can make doing that. That's what I care about.
What, picking that as the Super Bowl matchup?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a pretty chalk play right now.
Chalk?
Yeah, I think it's probably like.
Well, they're both the number one seed.
Yeah, you're not going to get the greatest odds right now.
I bet we do. I bet we get good odds. Like, they don't have to be the greatest. I bet we get good odds, though.
For both of the teams.
I think plus 300 max.
Let's see.
Put the house on it.
The house? That's ballsy. Futures. Let's see. To make it to the
Super Bowl matchup and then do the score.
Hold on real quick.
Zach, you're a Baker hater because he was a Brown.
Yeah, but he's not wrong. I mean,
yeah. But he is playing well.
Plus 491 if you take Ravens and 49ers to make this
like parlay them or something.
Appreciate you tapping in, Mitch. Yeah, you parlay them together.
There you go.
If you take them in the Bucks, plus 5,000, plus 15,000. $10 pays 1,500.
Baltimore Ravens versus San Francisco 49ers, plus 500 on DK right now. You have to scroll over to name the finalists.
I just did conference winners.
Well, you get better odds if you do the way I just told you.
Name the finalists. Okay. Plus 500, yeah, I see that.
All right, you got anything else?
No, I don't see what's going on there. All right, let's talk about fantasy. Let's get to fantasy real quick. Like I told you guys, I made it to the next round. Ryan, I told you were going to win. He made it to the next round. So it's Ryan versus Simon in our league, and then I am playing against.
Wait, Ryan won?
Yes, I told him.
You beat Jess?
I told him the curse is over.
How?
Well, I did not beat Jess, but I won our fantasy matchup. I just
yeah, you can't be letting that out right before Christmas. Yeah, of course.
The gift that keeps giving. Stop, never go.
Yeah, I did win, but I have an easier matchup than Kenny. So you guys might see a Kenny Ryan championship, which will lead for a pretty interesting episode.
Oh, yeah, you guys should get in a boxing ring.
And he beat the shit out of me.
Yeah, you get 2 hits before he goes.
I still die. Do I?
I think I'm gonna do well this week. I'm sorry, I was just looking at my matchup. I think I got a pretty good shot. I know for people that's going into it right now, people had Keaton Mitchell. He wasn't doing anything too crazy, but him getting hurt, I know that messed some people up. Jamar Chase is going to be out this game. Keenan Allen's out again. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see, this plays a factor on who has depth going into this semifinals round. You really got to have that in order to kind of make it through. So yeah, I will tell you this though. In one of my leagues, I have Zappy starting at quarterback. Just for you, Brian.
Cool. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I think for me in our game,
you know they're playing the Jets, right?
I know. So
how many leagues are you still in, Brian?
I'm only in 2.
In two left?
Yeah, I've been knocked out everywhere else.
I
think.
You 6 that you going to in the championship?
Oh, well, I'm still in those 6.
The playoffs?
Yeah, he's in the
semis. I had 10 total, but I should have been at 7, but fucking I made the mistake of benching McLaurin for Antonio Gibson.
That's how I felt last week, bro. I don't know why. I think it's because I was playing against the Bryant number 2 team, right? And I saw Aaron Jones, and I changed Aaron Jones from Rashee Rice, and that 14 points, I lost by 13.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's brutal. I mean, I still had a chance to win. I just needed 10 points from Philly's defense against, Drew Lock, and apparently he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and they couldn't get it done.
Raheem Mostert has an ankle knee problem this week. So
I mean, darn.
Pay attention to that. Deebo Samuels and Brock Purdy are playing in Baltimore, so we'll see how that game goes. Justin Jefferson, see if he can snap back. I've been to Baker for Flacco and lost.
God damn. That sucks.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. Oh, boy. There's Saturday games this week, so keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, and then as far as, I don't know if Brian has anything for BK bets. I probably won't have anything this weekend. I'll probably just be chilling, but on the football side, I'm never chilling, right?
I'm gonna be hitting the bowl games for sure.
I'm doing the basketball. That's about it.
And this is gonna be the first college basketball weekend that we finally get of like real good slates, like heavy slates.
Yeah.
So it should be good.
Come on, Boston.
Boston. You taking Boston tonight? You know Tatum's out, right?
Sheesh.
Did not know that.
Lineups.
Sheesh.
Yeah, so. I took Darren Fox to get 40+. It's his birthday.
Oof. I don't like that, but hey, it happens. It happens.
Who's stopping him?
No. But anyway, guys, that's all I got. Oh, that's all we have. Sorry. We appreciate everything. Want to wish you guys a happy holidays. Tap in next week. Like, subscribe, share with your families. You guys be safe out there if you're traveling anywhere. And just take this time and enjoy it with the family. And we'll catch you guys next week. Peace.
Later.
Peace.